Okay, everybody, I'm Stobbie and welcome to Surviving Aftermath. I had no intention of playing this game, mainly because I didn't know it existed. This game came out of nowhere. Hadn't heard it advertised or heard much about it. I just saw it being played by Christopher Odd on YouTube. Shout out to Christopher Odd, one of my favorite YouTubers of all time. And holy hell is this game good. Post-apocalyptic, colony survival. Oh, that's my jam. Now, I should just point out that I got the game yesterday and I've played 3 or 4 hours on the default difficulty with everything. And I've enjoyed it, but you guys don't come here to watch me have a good time. So we are gonna... Actually, I'll read through all of it. I'm gonna assume that if you're watching, you might not have seen this. So I'm not gonna put the tutorial messages on. Actually, you know what? I think I will. And I'll read through all of them just for the benefit of those viewers who might not have seen all of this stuff before. So I'm going to go max difficulty on absolutely everything. It's going to be horrendous. So first of all, environment setting. There are only few who remember the spark that started it all. A chain reaction of global catastrophes wiped out most of the planet's population and made people turn against each other. Those who are left must now survive the aftermath in this post-apocalyptic world. Easiest is cities demolished, but nature prevailed. So look at the fertile soil going down and down and down and down. And we're going to go for the planet is a barren wasteland. Hot and dry climate, fertile soil, only 10%. Catastrophes. Destruction of unimaginable scale can be seen throughout the entire planet. Nature's delicate cycle was broken as the bombardment of different catastrophes never stopped. Once lush areas turned to dry, irradiated dust bowls that now cover the land. It feels like the apocalypse never ended. Frequent catastrophes, contamination level 60%. Oh man. Resources. Everyone has their breaking point. Eventually, it is not enough just to survive through the day. People need hope, and there finally is some. It has been a long road to get here. That which was before can now be left in the past. After walking for ages, this is where they stop. Scarce starting resources and survivors. The people around you are the thin red line which keeps the group alive. They are far from perfect. Everyone has made it this far. You can trust them with your life, and they trust you with theirs. Group of ambiguous misfits. Only 6 adults and 2 children. Last but not least, challenge. These survivors will face challenges both large and small, some caused by bandits, others because of their own actions. There are also other societies in the world that won't hesitate to strike back if you look at them the wrong way. Insurmountable challenges face you. It's the apocalypse, plenty of hardened bandits, oh god. Last but not least, the gatekeeper. Life is unfair, but sometimes it feels like you are not alone. Whether it is an invisible guardian or just pure fate, it sure feels like someone is watching over us. Suffering or success. Chaotic, no restrictions, anything is possible. 100% difficulty, this is as hard as it gets. I've got to decide on what we want our logo to be. Something to do with an elephant, which is my preferred logo. How about good old skull and crossbones or animals? Snake, red snake, blue snake. Group is ready to settle down and unite under a new flag in the colony named, not New Caledonia. I live near Johannesburg in South Africa, so this is going to be Joe Stobbesburg. Our colony motto, I would hope you guys would know. Pray for brain damage. Good. Okay, tutorial, yes. Survivors, weirdos, criminals, oddballs, hard difficulty. I have to point out though that I've only played the game on normal difficulty, so I've never actually seen everything on maximum difficulty. I've got no idea what we're in for. Stockpiles, store materials, food storage, all the edibles and warehouses handle refined items. Okay. So right off the bat. Oh, good lord. When you play normally, that's a lot more green. And look at this. It's literally a dry wasteland. Oh my god, look at all the nuclear waste. Eesh. At least we have some fertile ground around us where we can build farms. Okay, basic controls, WASD, fine, don't need to read that. We've got food storage. Let's straight away set some food gathering area, gather some berries. Yeah, for the stockpile, we want our workers to pick up planks and concrete. Now we can unpause. So if you've ever watched me play RimWorld, you will know that I'm all about the organization. I'm actually going to start by laying down some roads. The roads help me bear in mind how I'm structuring my colony. What's up, Mazuma? And now the first thing I'm going to need to do actually is demolish this pile of boxes. Actually, how many squares is it? Because I want to know if it's the same size as a stockpile. Okay, so if I'm gonna have the road be the same, I need to go one out. What's up, Mazuma? This is surviving the aftermath. Post-apocalyptic colony survival. Some of my favorite game buzzwords altogether. People need houses, so under the homes tab we can build little simple tents. Flimsy shelter is a cheap short-term emergency solution. Provides no protection against radiation and is easily destroyed by catastrophes, only stores 2 people. Whereas the emergency shelter, temporary shelter for several colonists, cheap to build but very vulnerable to catastrophes, does not give protection against radiation. Colonists are less likely to reproduce in cramped up shelters like these. This houses 6 people though, we've got 8. So right away, rotate with the R button. Slap down 2 of these big emergency shelters. And water, we need to get water going as well. Storage, food. Need a well. Can't actually place the well on that dry, parched mess. Okay. Where am I going to put my water towers? I think I'm going to keep water storage altogether. One little trick I did pick up from playing offline, basically practicing with the game, is that you can't plan your colony like you can in RimWorld. You can put down blueprints and then pause them immediately, so that your colonists don't waste resources for multiple buildings that you might not need. Water shortage, I know. Don't worry, we'll get a well built in a second. Okay, so we've set the people to gathering berries to keep ourselves fed in the meantime. Gathering concrete and wood to build. Next thing is we need metal. For metal, you go to the production resources tab and get a scrapper. Scavengers metal and junk from metal deposits. I think I actually want to keep everything nice and central. If not on a grid. Yes, exactly. All the buildings will front onto a road. Advanced controls, yep, panning and whatnot. Build shelters, yep, done so already. In advanced time with the 1, 2, and 3 key. We do need to do. Good. Water well constructed. And as soon as I get some storage here, then I can actually destroy these boxes and make another stockpile. I might actually replace it with a warehouse. Yeah, so then we've got building materials, valuable materials, and food there. Nice. Build shelters, done. The other resource we need to get our hands on as soon as we can is plastic. which you break down. Well, you break down these scrap piles. There we go. There's a plastic pile. You break that down into plastic and fiber, which is the fiber you use to create clothing. Let's go recycler. And I should probably get some medical tents down as well. But let's get the recyclers going first. Move the work area. Grab both of those two. Build a water source. Yep, we've done that. We've got storage as well, so now I can demolish that. Build a warehouse instead. So it is true to say that it takes a bit of time to build these roads, which kind of wastes a bit of your colonists' time, but I feel like it more than pays off in the end in terms of efficiency. I mean, you've got to spend time once to get the road built, and then it's just a flat speed bonus for anyone who walks over it. Water source, confirm. Adjusting worker slots. Oh yeah, so you go into the actual building. So the building can have one person working in it or two to speed up. But you want to keep colonists left as carriers, because carriers transport resources, build and repair, which is super important. What are we waiting for here? More wood. Okay. Got more planks there. Once we are no longer gathering planks just off the ground, we have to build a lumber mill to actually pull lumber off the map like that. Areas of effect. Yes, each building has an area of effect that you can actually move. What's happening here, lads? Okay, good. Cycler is being built. Warehouse will be completed once we have plastic. And I think let's not delay. People are going to get injured before we know it. Let's get at least one medical tent built. Can I fit two in here? I don't think I can. It's a 5x5. Over here then. Well, actually, I'll tell you what, let's leave a bit of space here for like a town square, and then we'll put medical tents here that eventually will become a hospital. Then this side of the base can be all production buildings. This here can be housing. This can be farming because that's fertile soil. Putting houses over the fertile soil. Oh, good. I'm going to pause this building. I want to have one building being built at a time. 4 people carrying. Let's up the plastic gathering for them. And the metal. So then we'll only have 2 people running around actually building things. Nice. Warehouse getting constructed. Before we know it, we're going to have our first disaster. Also, we've got 8 colonists and 2 by 6, we've got 12, so we've got space for 4 more. We should actually build another one of these emergency shelters as soon as we can. But for that, I need these planks to get moved. I do like this little drag tool. It is excellent. Ah, lovely. Warehouse coming along soon. Your colonists. Okay, the top bar shows your colonists. First are the couriers or carriers, vital for moving resources and constructing buildings. Be sure to always have a few at hand to keep up with logistics, construction and repairs. Second icon is the total population of the colony. Highlight either icon to get a detailed breakdown. Okay, warehouse is done. Let's get the medical tent going. Plastic and the metal is fairly flying in now. In fact, so much so let's just adjust the levels. I need people carrying, because it's the people who are carrying that'll move these planks, and I need those planks to be out of the way before I can put down more emergency shelters. Plastic and metal. Once you've set your stockpile to collect the planks and concrete, time to take advantage of those big plastic and metal deposits. Build a recycler near your plastic deposits. Its worker will start scavenging plastic and fiber. Scrapper wax works the same way with metal deposits, collecting metal and junk. Plastic and metal are used as construction materials and other products. Fiber and junk can be refined into items. Fiber is turned into clothing and junk into parts. This nuclear waste is nasty stuff. Hazardous radioactive materials that must be cleaned before the soil can be used. Removing it requires an operational environmental station. Build one, first unlock it from the tech tree. Hazmat engineering. Yeah, we just read about that. Where are my colonists? They're running around, building roads. Food production we got to start worrying about. Colonists need food to survive. Hungry colonists also work less efficiently. Those who cannot eat will slowly starve to death. Open the food category in the build menu and select one of the various food producing buildings. Stable production of both meat and vegetables, advisable in the long term to avoid malnutrition. We don't quite have the colonists spare though to be able to go for meat and vegetables. Not yet. What are we gonna do? Let's whack down a small field. Have one person farming. Storage types. Yep, I know. Building materials, food, construction, and high value. Refined items like tools, clothing, and meds. General storage, large storage for all refined items. Upper band. This game is amazing. Heck, it's still in early access and it's still quite new. A lot's to still be added, but the concept is amazing. I love the art style. All the mechanics are amazing. I bought it yesterday evening and I've played almost nothing else since then. Game speed by 1, 2, and 3. Yep. Raban, you better believe it, man. Mazuma has been around since the OG days of Battle Brothers, since Season 1, I think. I think famously in Season, I forgot what it was, but the War Pigs, he was a great sword user. Took many ahead. Salvaging buildings when you're done with them. Yep, salvage them. Small field being built. The one thing I notice about my buildings is, like with the medical tent, if no one's actually injured or sick, I take the person out there. There's no need to staff the building. But as soon as these planks are moved, I want to start thinking about how I'm going to get the next batch of colonists in. And to do that, we need to build the gate. The most iconic site of every post-apocalyptic colony is its gate. It is the place where people's fates are decided, a thin line between life and death, those who get in and those who are left out. First gate is a landmark visible from far away. It will attract both the good world survivors and those who take what they want to survive. Let's see, 20 planks we don't have, concrete we don't have. We've got the plastic and we have the metal, so slap it down. I think so, Ruben. I never actually played Frostpunk. I saw it being played a bit. Corn, slow growth rate, medium. I need the quicker growth rate of the corn. Okay, so before we can get more colonists in here, we need to build another water well to increase our water production. 8 total population, 8 consumption. Okay, so you need at least 1 production for each colonist. Then their consumption of water can be doubled under certain circumstances. Our little farmer clearing the field. Oh, look, no, hang on, there's little saplings growing there. Get him. Oliver is injured, so we've got to chuck someone in the medical tent. And then these periodic little events that pop up. Dumpster diving. 2 colonists approach you with sparkling eyes. An old landfill has been found. Probably by the stench. It's not too far from here, although the smell is absolutely awful. It might have kept scavengers away from there until now. And valuable stuff might still lie among the waste. An expedition might prove lucrative, but most definitely dangerous without any equipment. Extra layer of clothing and a set of tools will go a long way in keeping the colonists safe and efficient. We have tools and clothing. So tools, everyday items for digging, cutting and so on. A colonist without tools works at a considerably slower pace. And then clothing, a set of layered clothes offering some measure of protection against the elements. A colonist without them is more susceptible to get hypothermic or become irradiated. That's all we have, but let's give them, see what we get for it. Smell them before you see anything. A pile of garbage in the vague shape of a humanoid approaches the gate and shouts, "Great success!" The landfill was indeed left untouched and the loot well worth the effort, once it's been properly washed and rinsed. We got metal. Components, awesome. Components are advanced building materials used for structures that produce or consume energy and refined further into electronics for high-end buildings. Low on food, I know that. I need to start really prioritizing food now. I've got one little small field going though. See, I need more colonists to get in to do more jobs. I actually need more carriers. How much metal do we need for tents? None, actually. We're just going to stop with metal production for the moment. Just so that it's one more person who's going to go pick berries. We just need to get time for these crops to start coming in. In fact, we could just build another field. And one that's going to have a crop that's going to grow faster. The corn is the fastest growing crop we have right now. Okay, good. Those planks are out the way so we can move this work area. One out of 10 berries, 3 out of 12 berries. I know, get more or people will starve, I know. Need concrete, but we do have that small concrete ruin within this gathering zone. Just wait. You're idle, so we can free you up. Small field constructed. This has a higher yield. I should probably do potatoes in one field and corn in the other. Look at it go, there's our corn. Now we can also build trappers for some protein. Or fishing huts. But I've tried fishing huts before and I was just going to say you need a body of water nice and close. But it looks like we're going to have to move this nuclear waste before we can get that fishing hut in. I really need more people to come join us, which won't happen until we've built the gate. Which we won't have happen until more of this concrete is gathered up. I need concrete. And the soundtrack on this game is amazing. I love all these tunes. There's even a little radio station where we can switch between different styles of music. I don't want to build anything until the gate is done, but we are going to be getting more emergency shelters down. That should be enough now for the next group of people. Awesome, it's being built. If we need more people, we need to get another water well going, and as long as their areas of effect aren't overlapping. What a food. Let's suspend plastic gathering. Perfect. One adult, one child, and a specialist. So the specialists are the people who go out on the world map and gather resources. Platty, a great Nordic adventurer who claims to have been the Empress of Sweden before the apocalypse. She is an enthusiastic city designer who would not mind taking her troops into great wars. She also claims to have been part of a wizarding cult and to have helped aliens dominate the galaxy. Very talented person indeed, and you see they all have different skills. She's good at gathering research, scavenging the map, not great at attacking. You give us shelter? Absolutely. Now, that's not going to help our food situation at all. God, I didn't realize that these berries had been used up. Food is officially an emergency. Oh, a wandering merchant is here. Do you have any food for us? No. Now you go to the world map and you send your specialist around to go explore. Planks, but actually on the next turn she's going to grab some of this beef jerky and send it back to us. Because everybody is starving. There's some berries getting gathered there. Precious, precious berries. Concrete getting gathered. Planks getting gathered. Food is coming in slowly with berries is the main thing. And how long until this is done? It's more than halfway. The game lets you know once your specialist has rested up and gotten their action points back. She gathers 16 every time. We'll gather the next day and then go back in. Up, Milky. And he'll home evening. Like I was saying to stream earlier, I've been playing nothing but this game. Okay, so here is the first of the many catastrophes we can have to deal with. A magnetic storm. The air crackles with a faint smell of ozone, devices begin shutting down and power plants seize up one by one. Short-circuiting components start electric fires around the colony. Energy production shuts down, buildings producing or consuming energy might be damaged. Build battery racks and charge them full to keep the colony running through the storm. Can't suffer from an electrical storm if you don't have any electrical buildings. Big brain. Zebel. Okay, we've got our water well. We've got more than enough water being produced now. Well, 80%. We're almost there. Once we get this harvest of corn in, I think that should, for the most part, sort us for food. Looting local. A couple of your colonists have spotted some sort of vehicle stuck down a deep crevasse. It might still have some useful stuff left inside it, but climbing down without proper gear will be dangerous. I want to try it nonetheless. Claiming it will surely be worth the effort. Okay, I should have said yes. You argue that there are too many unknown factors climbing down without proper equipment and training. There might not even be anything in there. Leave it be. Colonists seem displeased by your decision. But More concrete ruin is depleted. Okay, we're still gathering berries there. Now we're just gathering planks. Concrete is going to be a challenge. Got some more there. The housing situation we got enough for 18 people. Good. So we have buildings ready to go. We just now need to focus on upping our food production in a big way. Maybe 2 more fields. I think so, yeah. And again, I don't want to go less than 4 people carrying at any time. We're going to have to wait until the next group asks if they can join. So, I'll show you the tech tree. You explore the world and you find places where you can gather technology. The whole food production tree, where you build a mess hall, bigger fields, alternative proteins where you get to eat insects, yummy, protected crops and greenhouses, deep boring, a mill and a bakery from producing wheat, and then fancy cooking with a mess hall. This is going to be quite important. Energy production we want to get as soon as we can. It's probably going to be the 2nd or 3rd technology we take, because we need to go for, well, we'll probably take communal living and education first, because I need to build a school for all these kids who are just kicking about the colony. If they grow up without having gone to school, they are not as effective. General storage and hazmat engineering is pretty important. That's the building you build, but it needs power. Once you have hazmat engineering, you can start hoovering up all this nuclear waste and make this blasted hellscape a little bit less of a blasted hellscape. We need more bodies, we need more people in this colony. Specialist can bring back the food she looted. And she's just going to keep going to different places, looting whatever she can and taking it back. She's now dropped off that beef jerky here. And it all gets deposited here in the gate. The gate has some storage. Cool. Okay, so we've just about to get through our first week. I think when I cut this up for YouTube, I'll do it 7 days at a time. As soon as that hits day 8. Looks like the colonists are for the most part the carrying people. They should be grabbing berries. You know what? We might as well build a road all the way out here, because eventually we're going to need a road to hit that plastic. We get through there. Doesn't look like it. Cool. But don't worry about Darkest Dungeon, Milky. We're going to play some Darkest Dungeon tomorrow night. Our colonists lack tools, but tools are a constant drain because you need to build a tool shop that uses your metal. Down the river, a group of colonists have gotten curious about a nearby river and want to see what it's like for traveling. They have managed to build a simple raft and are eager to test its floating capabilities. What they'd find alongside the riverbank. Let them try, because not letting them go after that vehicle pissed them off so. When the group finally returns, they do so completely empty-handed. Boats sunk halfway through and the colonists were unable to rescue their equipment. After hearing voices from the nearby woods, they decided to flee instead of diving after the sunken vessel. Well, at least no one was hurt.
Good tonight.
Marty?
New game looks fun.
What's up, my man? What's up? I need wood right now. I can't, yeah, you always need. Action points. Yep, I know. You see now, she got hurt. Gathering here has a 1 skull hazard of a 33% chance. It looks like the 1 skull hazards do 20 damage if you're unlucky. The 2 skulls do 40. The three skulls do 60. Gotta be a little careful. I'm gonna have 1 person jump back in here. 3 carriers. Any second now we're gonna get hit by this magnetic storm. Well, colonists, if y'all have nothing better to do, dirt roads down. We're probably going to have to build some more shelters in another place because I think we are going to need more shelters for more colonists before I'm able to build the nuclear waste removal building. I'm working away.
Huh?
Elizabeth? Life on the road, moving from town to town without a home has been tough. First solitude and working on their own. It's fearful. Lower production speed, but she's picky. Okay, lower hunger rate. That's good. Abigail is infected, so we'll assign someone to be a doctor. Yeah, look at the food looking much better. We've got some corn, we've got some potatoes going. What do we got? Components. I might not actually pick those up right now. What I need at the moment is planks and concrete and metal, just basic building materials, and of course science points if we can find any. Turn to the colony to heal up. Yep, sure. Okay, it's day 8. You two people, let's take a little break. When we come back, we can expect this magnetic storm to hit at any second. Speak of the magnetic storm. Okay,